Morning. In this session, we are going to discuss the gear tooth nomenclature. So, as we know, gear is a mechanical element which is used to transmit power or motion, and we discussed different types of gear in the previous session. So, now we need to discuss what are the different parameters involved in a gear. So, as I said, a gear is a toothed wheel where number of teeth will be placed on the circumference of the gear. So here you can see in a diagram. So I have three diagrams here for a reference purpose. You can refer any one which is easier for you. So here you can see in this diagram we have considered only two tooth for our reference purpose. So we have different elements in these gear teeth. So first here he is saying pitch circle. First one is pitch circle. So what is this pitch circle? He is saying it is a curve of intersection of a pitch surface of revolution and a plane of rotation. Or you can say it is an imaginary circle that rolls without slipping with the pitch circle for mating gear. So if you look at this diagram, here you can see we have a larger gear and a smaller gear. Okay, so when these two gears meet, I mean to say when these two meet with each other, here you can see in this portion the tooth of smaller gear is making contact with the tooth of larger gear, and wherever the contact happens, that point is taken as reference, and we are going to draw a circle by taking reference of all those points, and that particular circle is referred as pitch circle, right? So in general you can define pitch circle as an imaginary circle, but you have to remember this definition. If it is asked in the examination, you have to write this, right? So this is pitch circle. So here you can see in this diagram, this pitch circle is here. So this is your pitch circle, right? Pitch circle. And when I talk about this pitch circle, it is not exactly at the center of this tooth. Okay, it is not exactly at the center. So this is pitch circle. So next is what? Addendum. So what is this addendum? He is saying the distance from top of the tooth to the pitch circle is called as addendum. So look at this diagram. Okay, or you take this diagram only. Now, okay, we'll go for this diagram. So this is top of the tooth, right? And this portion is bottom, this portion is top. So this top portion is generally known as addendum circle. Okay, the top circle is known as addendum circle. The bottom portion is known as dedendum circle, which is also known as root circle, right? So this is your pitch circle. Okay, now the distance between these two, the top surface, that is addendum circle, and the pitch circle, the distance between these two is referred as addendum. Here it is marked, you can see this is addendum. Similarly, the distance between the pitch circle and the bottom circle, that is root circle or dedendum circle, is called as what? Dedendum. Okay, so here you can see addendum is the distance from top of the tooth to pitch circle, and it is equal to 1 module. Okay. Similarly, dedendum, it is the distance from pitch circle to the bottom of the tooth, which is also known as root circle. It is equal to the sum of addendum plus clearance. That is why I said the pitch circle is not exactly at the center. So this is not exactly at the center. So when I talk about dedendum, it is equal to addendum plus some clearance, right? You can see. Okay, next one is what? Tooth thickness. So how to measure the thickness of the tooth here? So what he's saying, thickness of tooth measured along the pitch circle. So where is the pitch circle? The pitch circle is here. This is your pitch circle. So the tooth thickness is measured along the pitch circle. Here you can see. So from this point to this end point. So it is measured on the pitch circle. Okay, wherever the intersection you are going to see. this point to this point, this is known as what? Tooth thickness. Next he is saying tooth face. So it is known as side surface of the gear tooth lying above the pitch circle perpendicular to the plane of gear. So here you can see the face of the tooth is here. It is lying above the pitch circle perpendicular to plane of gear. So if you consider the plane of gear, it is, you can see, perpendicular, right? So next, tooth flank. So this is again side surface of the gear tooth lying below the pitch circle perpendicular to the plane of gear. So flank is here. It is below the pitch circle perpendicular to the plane of gear. This is flank. This is face. Next one is working depth. So what is working depth? He is saying depth of engagement of two gears, that is sum of their addendums. So when the two gears meet each other, here you can see. So when these two meet each other, the sum of addendum we are going to take. The addendum of smaller gear and addendum of larger gear, these two together is referred as working depth. Okay. Next, clearance. That is the radial distance from tip of the tooth to the bottom of the mating tooth when teeth are symmetrically engaged. So here you can see in this figure, when these two tooths are engaged, here you can see there is a small portion clearance. Okay, so this gap is known as clearance, which is nothing but what is saying, or working clearance, radial distance from tip of the tooth to the bottom of the mating tooth when the teeth are symmetrically engaged. Next one is what? Addendum circle. As I said, the circle bounding top of the teeth is called as addendum circle. Dedendum, the circle bounding bottom of the teeth, is referred as dedendum circle. Next one is what? Circular pitch, or it is also known as space width. It is the distance between two adjacent teeth measured on the pitch circle. So circular pitch, or generally it is referred as pitch also. Okay, it is the distance between, what is saying, distance between the two adjacent teeth measured on the pitch circle. So now this is your pitch circle. Okay, I will take this figure for a reference. Okay, so this is your pitch circle. If you want to know what is this pitch, you have to consider this end of the teeth to the next adjacent side. So this distance is referred as what? Pitch or circular pitch or space width also. So here you can see as mentioned space width. Okay, so this is gear tooth nomenclature. Okay, you go through the diagram and you will easily understand. So now here we have the difference between belt drive and gear drive. You just go through it, very simple difference is listed here. Okay, easily you can remember. Now next is velocity ratio of gear drives. So what is this velocity ratio? Velocity ratio is defined as the speed of driven gear to the speed of driving gear. As we know, we have two gears. Okay, one is called as driver, other one is driven. So it is nothing but the ratio of speed of driven gear to the speed of driving gear. Okay, so what I will do, I will consider D1 as the diameter of pitch circle diameter of driving gear and D2 as pitch circle diameter of driven gear. D1 as pitch circle diameter of driving gear and D2 as pitch circle diameter of driven gear. Okay, similarly I will consider T1 as number of teeth on driving gear and T2 as number of teeth on driven gear. Okay, and N1 and N2 are the speed of driving and driven gear respectively. So now, since it is a positive drive, there is no slip across the gears during power transmission. As we know, these gear drives have very firm grip and they are referred as positive drives. So if it is referred as positive, definitely there is no slip across the gears during power transmission. Okay, so now, as with reference to the definition of velocity ratio, I can say linear speed of driving gear is equal to linear speed of driven gear. It is driven gear. Okay, so for driving gear, the linear speed is written as pi d1 n1. Similarly, for driven gear, it is written as pi d2 n2. Okay, pi d2 n2. Then On simplification, we will get n1 by n2 is equal to d2 by d1. This is speed ratio. n1 by n2 is equal to d2 by d1. Then the circular pitch for both machine gear remains same. When we talk about circular pitch, which we discussed just now, it is same for both machine gear. So I can write PC. PC is referred as circular pitch pi d1 by t1. Okay, the formula for pitch circular pitch is pi d1 pi d by t. So for driving gear it is pi d1 by t1. For driven gear it is pi d2 by t2. Okay, so upon simplification I will get d2 by d1 is equal to t2 by t1. So now you can see this equation is d2 by d1. This equation is also d2 by d1. So I can equate these two. So I can write the velocity ratio of gear is equal to n1 by n2 is equal to d2 by d1, or I can write it as t2 by t1. So velocity ratio n1 by n2 is equal to the ratio of teeth. This is driven gear to driving gear. Okay. So now velocity ratio I can write in the sentence form. It is the ratio of RPM of worm divided by RPM of worm wheel. If you want to write the velocity ratio from a worm gear is different from the other gears. So for worm gear it is the speed of worm to the speed of worm wheel. Okay, or I can write number of teeth on the worm wheel divided by number of threads on the worm. Just remember this velocity ratio formula. Okay, so how to write velocity ratio for a gear train considering idle gear? If you have only two gears, it is a simple gear train. Okay, if we have more than two gears, it is considered as gear train. Okay, so here you can see the figure. We have two gears, driver and driven. Okay, with the additional idler gear in between these two. Okay, so A is the driven gear, C is the driver gear, and B is the floating or idler gear. So let n1, n2, n3 as the speed of gear A, B and C respectively. Similarly T1, T2 and T3 as the number of teeth on driver, driven and A, B and C respectively. So A is driven gear, B is idler gear and C is driving gear. So as you can see the figure, the gear A is driving gear B. When the gear A rotates, the gear B also rotates. So for these two gears I can write the velocity ratio n1 by n2 is equal to t2 by t1 for A and B. Similarly B drives C, right? B drives C. So I can write n2 by n3 is equal to t3 by t2. So in the figure what you can do, you take A as driving gear and C as driven gear. Okay. So now I can write velocity ratio between the driving and driven gear, because I need the velocity ratio between only driver and driven. I don't want the idler gear to be displayed. Okay, so what I will do, I will write the velocity ratio for driver and driven gear, that is A and C. So that is n1 by n3, because n1 is the speed of A and n3 is the speed of C, which is equal to n1 by n2 into n2 by n3, because we have idler gear. So if we want to write velocity ratio in terms of number of teeth, so I can write T3 by T1 is equal to T3 by T1 is equal to T2 by T1 into T3 by T2, or T3 by T2 into T2 by T1. Okay. So now velocity ratio of simple gear train will be given as n1 by n3 is equal to T3 by T1. Right? Just remember this. So similarly we have your velocity ratio for gear train considering intermediate gear in between. So just go through the explanation, very simple explanation. Okay, easily you can understand and remember the formula, right? So in the next session we want to discuss certain problems and how to get the solution.